Welcome to another episode of the Larry Ohh Show. Got my co-host with me again,
John Phelps.
and I'm Larry Ohh. If you're new here, we talk about everything FL Studio and music production related. Last week's episode, we talked about the massive FL Studio 2024 update with the FL Cloud features. Last week's episode was crazy. We kind of reacted to the FL Studio image line YouTube video, so we were going through because there's just so much to talk about. That was like a 20-minute video that they dropped, and that's why I was like, yo, we gotta do like a part 2-ish to the new FL 2024 update. So that's why we're doing this episode. We're still talking about it. By the way, we're going to be pinning the comments to last week's winners in the comment section. We'll pin the winners because these episodes, how they're coming out, we're not able to watch last week's episode. It's not out yet. Bear with us. I know you guys like the live reads, but when we can do those, we love to do them. So this week and last week's episodes, the winners will be pinned in the comment section. But I've been looking through comments, IG comments, YouTube comments, seeing what people's favorite features are. The plugins, like that's a given kind of thing.
Yeah.
And probably the fact that like most of them are accessible like in a higher paid feature. So everybody seems to be excited about that, but as well as like the shortcut side of things and some of the stock plugins.
Right.
I've been seeing a lot of that. Like in my comments on IG, bro, like everybody's like, yo, that make unique shortcut is crazy. I feel like I saw the most comments about that. I don't know why. It shows you that the workflow is one of the most important things to everybody.
100%. Yeah. And I feel like that's been FL's like biggest like places to improve, and also where I feel like a lot of emphasis has gone is like how can the shortcuts and the commands and all that stuff be like more understood by the users.
Yeah.
What a lot of people say is like, oh, well, it just seems like
I could do that in like many less steps through this plugin or this one or this one.
so the more that FL can compete in that sense, where it's like the way that it's used is more readily understood by people that are using it day to day. Biggest thing is the access.
Yep.
And to me, it's always been intuitive design, but there's also so much to unpack in every FL.
Yeah.
Like, let alone the newest one. You know what I
bro.
mean?
And then they're always coming up with new ways to do things or faster ways to do things. And like I always say, multiple ways to do the same thing. People were shocked 2 weeks ago, I think the episode when we did like a bunch of the reactions, the current dude. Shortcuts I never noticed.
This tip surprised the out of me when my friend showed me this.
All right. In his video, and it was like the, the 3 little dots underneath the letters.
Yeah.
You'll notice these dots under certain letters, like this E or this P.
Get out of here.
If I wanted to delete this plugin, I could go to the menu, and instead of clicking delete, I could just click the letter E on the keyboard.
So many people were shocked that I didn't know it. And yeah, they were like, how did you not know that? How did you not know that? I'm like, bro, that's why FL is so crazy. I've been using it for 20 years. I use it on a date every day. Every day of my life for 20 years. There are things that are going to go overlooked by anybody.
Yeah.
There's probably a
Also,
million
them
other
tiny
things.
little dots underneath the letters. Come on now.
Something so simple like that. Plus, I found out that that's only a Windows thing.
Really?
Yeah, that's...
Nah, I used it on my Mac.
You've seen it on your Mac?
I've been using that
Because
little
there was
trick.
multiple people in the comments that said that was a Windows-only thing.
Nah, that's cap. I
Really?
was using it this week. When I would export my stuff, I was like, hold on, Current Co. or whatever his name is, Content Co.
Yeah. Current Content Co, I think. Shout out.
Shouts out.
Yeah.
I was like, let me do this. Bop. And I was like, yes, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know why. I was like, yo, really? They were also saying that it's like a Windows operating thing. That also works in Windows in other things. So like if you're just like in a regular folder inside of Windows.
Don't let the comments. Don't listen to the comments.
Yeah, but yo, I wanted to talk about something else that I think we missed in last week's episode, and this is a fire plugin, and I should have not missed it because it's bass related and 808 related. It's called Low Lifter. So it looks like this, and I haven't been able to go like crazy into this yet, but maybe we can pull something up, and with our headphones and with your monitors and everything, the audio should be clear enough for you to
with
hear
our
it.
powers combined and all.
Let's see where we got this might be interesting for some people to watch this because like random things, screen record or a podcast or something and try to get audio to work. It's always a pain because we got this TV. So the TV is technically an audio device. So that pops up. We got the Rodecaster is another audio device. We got the laptop. That is another audio device. And then OBS. So then it's like you got to tell OBS to screen record and get the audio from whatever you're sending it to.
And also, don't let none of this stuff deter you from making, reaction content and podcasts podcast your damn self. You know
No,
what
this
I'm
is
saying?
like, yeah, this is overboard.
We do this because, you know, we really do this. But if you just starting off and stuff, like just set up a camera, make some beats, and like figure out what the medium's gonna be like. Like do what's easy for you. Because one thing that I think a lot of people get in their head about with the content is that they think that it needs to be one specific way that they've seen it done already. It's like, no, it needs to be the way that you can do it consistently and not get burnt out and stay inspired through. You know what I mean?
That's why when I wanted to do the podcast, I was like, I want to do it with somebody that knows what they're doing. I want to go to a place that can do it. That way I can focus on this and just like focus on the content and let somebody that's a professional at engineering and running a podcast run the podcast.
If you know somebody like Merc who can make stuff happen, then hit them up.
Yep.
You want somebody who can specialize on stuff. And if you don't, doesn't mean you can't get started, you know? Start it up.
All right. I think we're good. We got FL in the headphones. We got some samples over here. So maybe just use this, right? Say we got an 808 that it's like hitting good, but when you listen to it on like different devices, it's not hitting right. That's how they're marketing this plugin. So this plugin Low Lifter, by the way, I think it comes with like the lowest version of FL, the signature bundle. I think that's the lowest or one of the lowest, right? So you'll have it if you have pretty much any FL. I always confuse the tiers of FL because I was just looking up a little while ago. It says it comes with the signature, but the way they're marketing this plugin is for bass, like essentially just for low end, Low Lifter. So it's lifting the low end, and I think adding some harmonics and distortion saturation to the low end, so that way on different devices like a laptop speaker or a cell phone, you can hear the bass, the low end, the 808 shine through that even more. So I can probably just mess around with like a preset. So like maybe, all right, let's hear it by itself. I'll just put in like a random pattern, literally like. Just cut it out, and then you got so you got different bands here,
right?
You got harmonic section with multi-band, then you got your slope, so you can change the decay slope, diffusion, so I got this density preset, club next door. That's a cool effect. Like I said, I'm still learning. Or you can right here, you can mess with the level of that band. And you could just kind of like boost that. But you could, I think you could see right here with the waves. So what do they call this? Like a spectrogram or something like that? How the EQ looks. You could see that red and then the shadow in the background. I think that's like showing you what it's doing to the low end. So you could see like almost like you could see the before and after of what it's doing. So like that dark shadow on top of the red.
Yeah.
You can invert the polarity. So this is like a high gain. Okay. So adding some, you can add some harmonics like this. Pre-gain it. Look ahead. I remember there was another plugin that had this like look ahead feature. Somebody can probably explain it better than me, but like I guess what it's doing is like say there's a pattern coming in, so it can do it more in real time. There's less like fuzz and like latency, and I guess it just like helps the plugin like work a little bit cleaner and better. So that way it can basically decide what's going on ahead of time, add the effects, so when you hear it in real time, I think it cuts down on latency. Somebody could probably explain a little bit better than I can, but there was a couple of plugins that I've been seeing lately that have that look ahead feature. It was third party, it wasn't FL stock. This plugin's kind of cool. I like it. Like a before and after.
Yeah.
That's before with nothing. After.
I would use this for like parallel compressions. I would see this sitting in the mix, treated one way, the same signal, but between two different, you know, instances of this low lifter. You know what I mean?
Yep. And then you got your low cut. This one
Yeah.
controls that. If you want to bring back like that super low end. And dry wet.
Could be a decent mastering tool too.
Yeah, I mean, you could put this, it's not like overpowering either. Like I'm not hearing like, oh my God, I gotta like turn everything down.
Right.
It's subtle enough to where it's really meant for that bottom end. So I feel like you said, I think you could put it on an 808, a bass, line just by itself. I agree with you. I think you could put it on the master and you can control those lows. Maybe if you're lacking a little bit in the low end on your master, I feel like you could do it. It's subtle enough.
And with that look ahead tool, I don't know completely what that does, but if you were to put it on a master, then it could preemptively read whatever's coming up.
Yeah.
I don't know if it goes by 8 bars or something like that, but
yeah, I don't think it
cool.
does that far ahead. I think it's just a little bit enough to where it won't cause a bunch of latency. But I like it. Let us know what you think in the comments about that plugin. Try it out for yourself.
Quick little EQ.
Yeah. I chose an 808 that was kind of thin sounding, so that way we can kind of boost it up a little bit. Another thing that people were talking about was the FL Cloud plugins. Maybe diving in, because I was just listing off a bunch of the plugins that it had in it, and we didn't really have time to dive into it. But I mean, there's a ton of them in here. Maybe we could just pick one that looks really interesting and mess with it. What do you think?
Below one. That one right there. What's that one?
InstaCompressor?
InstaCompressor.
Or InstaChord?
InstaChord?
Oh no, InstaComposer. I'm misreading it. InstaComposer. AI MIDI tool. All right, install. You can see how easy this is to install one of these plugins. Let's see. Verifying. I wonder if it's gonna take too long. If it takes too long, we're gonna.
I said it's installed.
Wow, no way. I would normally just go to the plugin over here, plugin database, refresh the plugins list. Sometimes this takes a little bit. I feel like every time I do the plugin refresh thing and do the plugins this way, I almost feel like I'm not doing it the correct way for some reason. I always get the plugins in where I need to do it, but I feel like there's a more efficient way of doing it.
I got what you
I'm saying.
mean. Yeah,
I feel like there might be a more efficient way than how I'm doing it. It's just the way I figured out. When they changed it, I forget which version of FL they completely changed the whole plugin thing, and I went from going into the managers, you know what I'm talking about. I'll have to go to the mixer channel, go to more plugins, go through my list, star it, so then it pops up in there. And I feel like I'm just doing the most to get the plugin. I feel like I am. You don't have a lot of third-party plugins, so you don't do it too often. But I want to know am I doing way too much, or is this
you gotta be able
something
to drag and drop that stuff by now. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to just go.
But I want it to pop up in that list, because that's just my workflow. If I want to go to an instrument plugin, it's just got to be in this list. That's my go-to every time. Some people even go tools and plugins. Some people do this. Some people do the click the mouse wheel and open up the plugin picker and type it in. And some people go in the browser. Some people are just doing it in the browser, just like this. Then they'll drag and drop from here. It's just in their lists. So that was a generator. And then I go to new. So InstaComposer. But if you favorite it here, it's just favoriting it inside the browser. It's not putting it in this list. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I put a star on this, it's not putting it in here. That's what I thought for a bit. I'm like, yo, if I star it here, it'll be good, right? No. It's starring it inside. That's one of the new browser features. You star it here, it stars it in the browser. So if I go to my stars, it's there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Good and bad that there's so many ways to do the same thing. More good, but sometimes a little confusing, especially for people that are going to be new to FL.
Facts.
What's the right way to do this?
Right. That's what I'm saying. If you could drag and drop from the cloud, that would be so crazy. If you could just go fly it over, and then it's just
after it's installed here, you just go.
Yeah. And then it says, do you want you could just have one of those prompts pull up where it's the 3 things. Do you want it to pop up in the browser, the rack, or whatever? You know what I mean? They have a term for it. Then you could just select all 3, or don't show me this message again, and it'll just populate to wherever it goes. I feel like that would be so insane to be able to do that. And I feel like, I don't know, they got to get on that.
Okay, this is a lot. I don't know how to use this.
This is some first day of school type shit.
Chord helper. Wow, there's a lot going on here. I don't know how to use it, but it's a chord helping plugin. Oh.
You about to hit that Simon Servita sweat.
Yeah, we got to have to watch a tutorial on this.
This is wild. See up there? Boom.
Yep. Ooh, it's pretty cool, though. It'll just generate, so you can just hit generate again. Wow. It just automatically just starts choosing. There's a bunch of plugins like
it's
this.
In melody mode.
But you can do chord mode, right? I'm assuming.
Chord mode is the 5th one on the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got chord, looks like.
Melody.
Oh, damn.
Rhythm. Damn,
so you got the whole joint. You got a whole song in here.
You could do drums, too.
So when you have that top one selected,
yeah,
that's what you're tweaking. when you're up in the, playlist, so to speak. That's crazy.
Oh, okay, so all right, so then you can. All right, I'm getting it. So you can go to track 2, generate there. Then in track 1, it's generated that. Track 3,
Give me the bass.
fine tune it, bass. Look at riff ostinato, whatever that means. Different kinds of bass, and then you can generate a bass. And then I'm hoping that you'd be able to drag and drop. I just drag and drop MIDI. I'm assuming there's got to be a way. But this is pretty cool. And I think this is with the pro version.
So do you just drag that into the playlist?
I'm assuming right here, drag and drop. So if
Playlist.
I'm on track 3 and I want to just drag and drop this, boom. That's easy. That's super easy. Drag and drop right away.
And
I got to probably put a plugin in, replace it with something.
see, how can you preview it in the plugin itself?
You
That's
gotta,
what I want to know.
You got to probably put a sound on it. I know there's similar plugins out there that have stuff like this where you can just like choose a preview plugin, or not a plugin, but like a sound or a sample essentially to preview it with. I just don't know this plugin at all, so I can't really figure it out right this second. It's cool though.
You can set up different scenes.
Yep. It's cool. Let's go
Save
into
a
some more
heartbeat.
plugins. That's a cool one. Then they have InstaComposer 2. Then they have InstaChord. I'm assuming that's probably what that one is, but maybe just the chord section of it. So the InstaComposer, you can compose a melody, like a top melody, a lead, a bass line, drum section, chords. It's essentially like a whole song's worth of stuff that you can compose with it. InstaScale. What's InstaScale?
That's just gonna like show you the scales.
Unlike the standard keyboard instruments where each key can only play a single note, InstaScale has a set of smart keys, each one capable of playing different notes. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Put on that Thorus, bro.
Thorus, the next generation of a classic modulation effect, delivers astonishing sonic clarity, modern controls, and fast and intuitive interface. Want to install it?
Yeah, try that out.
From UVI.
Put that on some one of them waveguard.
The melodies?
Yeah, wave grind
right.
joints.
It's probably going to take a few minutes. I got to refresh this database.
Refresh.
You tried to open an effect plugin into a channel. Yeah. Open the plugin Thorus in a mixer. No, I didn't.
No, you didn't at all.
I put it in the mixer. Is that a bug? Did we just find a bug in here?
Yeah, try it in there. I mean, it should work where you're doing it, but
I think we found a bug, bro. That's happened to me before.
yo, bug finders.
You bugged me.
Yo, you bugged me.
Did we find a bug? All right. If FL's listening, I think I might have found a bug. But
Try putting it in the step
Yeah,
sequencer too, just as like
let's do something real quick though. I'm like scrolling like an idiot.
just fine.
Open it from here. It opens.
All right.
That's happened to me before, bro. I think that might be a bug. 'Cause
Yeah, that's a bug.
It's only happened when it's in that panel like that. That's what's prompted me to go in and do what I just did right now. Go into that list of more plugins and start it from there, because there's a lot of times where I just want to instantly put it in the mixer after I've installed it like that, and I want to drag and drop an effects plugin, and that has happened to me before, bro.
Do you ever use this feature when you're navigating around this this file drop down where you can press left on the arrow pads and it'll collapse each and every folder that's open?
No.
So go into the side panel, and when you press left on the arrow pads, it should close up any open folders.
Yep.
That's
I haven't used that.
Yeah, that's a quick little.
So what if you do right? Does it expand it?
It expands it?
You
There you go.
shifty little guy, you.
Here's a gem for you guys at home.
You gem me. Let's drop this sample.
Drop that.
It's gonna make me want to cook up. Every time I start messing with like samples like this, I want to like chop them up and go crazy on them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we dropped Thorus on there. All right, so how do we use it? When you get a brand new plugin, bro, like what's your like go-to process?
I just crank everything up.
Yeah, see what it's doing?
I just go through the process and be like, what is this doing?
Voices.
Yeah, voices, you're gonna hear like all the different voices. Because chorus is essentially just like the signal doubled and tripled up and then like kind of out of sync. Like a bunch of people singing
Yeah.
on a chorus. It's pretty chill. I like this Thorus thing.
Yeah, this is really cool.
You got the tone, you got the edge.
So if we go to like a synth or a voice, full 8 voices,
Yeah,
like a before and after.
that's
type.
cool.
Oh yeah, that's a big difference. It just like I feel like it just widened everything.
Kicks up the low too. As
That's
like,
fire.
As most choruses do. Like when I put a phase or a chorus or any or like flange on anything, it's almost like it kicks up like the low mid. So like you almost have to like consider that when you're EQing stuff. And
Yeah,
like, where
maybe
it's
like
gonna sit
throw
in the mix.
like throw an EQ on after it.
Yeah, like
So it does what
whatever's-
it does, and you're not like messing with it too much. You just kind of like, all right, I like that effect, but too much low end. So let's go
Just
like
kind of
this.
like clouds up the joint. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go like this. Let's save some room for some bass.
Yeah. Some bass in your kicks.
Yeah, that's a cool effect, bro.
Yeah, I'm liking that.
And again, I'm not like this is by UVI. So like if you're watching updates for FL 2024 for the first time, there's the FL Cloud feature where it's not FL Studio stock plugins. It's basically it's just a plugin picker from third-party companies. Some of them that FL and ImageLine own, and some of them that they don't, that they probably just work out certain deals with. UVI, I think they own. I think WA Production, I think they own. They don't. They have some Ozone stuff in here, and they almost positive they don't own Ozone. They are buying up like some companies, bro. They're starting to be that company, like that corporation that just I'll buy you, I'll buy you, I'll buy you, and they're just forming this massive empire of like music production software and plugin companies. It's wild, man. It's wild because WA Production, I don't know if you know what WA Production is, but they started out over 10 years ago. And they were like they would put a lot of tutorials up online, and their thing was like they would have sample packs, and a lot of it was based around EDM stuff. We would have sample packs, probably MIDI packs, a lot of really good stuff, a lot of really good tutorials. I learned a ton from their videos, and now they're including a lot of their sounds and samples into the FL Cloud, so you can see like what they're doing. They're making it so they don't really have to like go out and hire a bunch of people per se to like build these catalogs. They're finding people that already have the catalogs and bringing them in and buying their catalog pretty much.
Right.
Same thing with some plugin companies. That's what
It's
they're
way
doing.
more cost effective to do it that way.
Yeah, man.
As opposed to like developing an entire component of your business around like this one thing that may or may not pan out. They're just like, let's try this out and implement it with people that are already like got the wheels turning, you know?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
cool. I like that.
Yeah, I like it.
It's a smart way to do it.
Smart. Bunch of smart guys over there.
Yeah, pretty
They
smart.
know what they're doing.
Yeah, pretty smart.
There was something else in here, bro. I don't know if I couldn't understand this plugin, but like I said, I was kind of upset about this one.
Mirror.
Mirror, the reverse reverb effect. I got to figure out how to use it. I want to install it right now.
Larry-
'Cause I
Larry-
think I downloaded it at my house, installed it on my computer at my house,
and you were like,
studio.
this ain't it. I would have
No.
done it. I would've-
It might be. I just haven't. I couldn't figure it out in 2 seconds, so I just said, "All right, I'm gonna do it after."
I'm out of here.
It could be something like mind blowing. I'll have to see who made this one though. Let me see. United Plugins. I'm curious if they own United Plugins as well.
What is morph?
Morph. Where's Morph at?
M morph.
M Morph. Oh, this is Melda Production. I never heard of that
Might
company.
be a lot.
Get creative with a unique morphing tool. M Morph lets you morph between 2 audio materials,
all right.
leading to inexhaustible creative potential. It sounds unbelievable, is extremely versatile, and insanely fast. M Morph is an indispensable tool for composers, producers, and DJs who really want to be creative. I still don't really know what,
What
it
about
does.
trap tune?
What does it do though?
Trap tune sounds crazy.
What does M Morph do? I don't get it.
It sounds
Trap
like
tune?
it takes 2 like you know how you could layer stuff? It sounds kind of like that.
Oh, a perfect vocal track is the key element
Yeah,
of
might have
almost
to pull this
any
up.
song. Trap tune, huh? What is this? That's where trap tune steps forward. This mighty vocal effect can become the only tool you might need for it. Trap tune is not just an automatic tuner. Oh, okay. So this is like an auto tune type deal.
Auto tune type beat.
I'm always looking for a new tuner. You know who came out with a crazy one recently is Baby
Frank
Audio.
Paul?
Yo, he really should. I mean, when you come to tuning, Somebody told me this one day. I think there's only like a handful of people that own the algorithm for that. So whenever somebody like tries to recreate it, that's why there's not a lot of them. And it's like there's a patent on it and everything. So it's like tough to find it. You'd have to pay a ton of money to get that one that somebody uses, that algorithm. So there's a couple companies that come out that might spend the money to buy that algorithm or to license. That's so crazy that it gets down that deep where somebody will just license an algorithm to a plugin. So they can create their own plugin that's sort of like that one, that's almost as good as it, because they're buying the only way to get that good of a plugin is to like license that algorithm because somebody patented it and you can't. You'll get sued if you try to make the same algorithm for that plugin. That's wild, man.
Sheesh.
It just goes so deep. Who would think that plugins would go that deep?
Yeah, I mean, if I made the auto-tune plugin, I'd want everybody paying me.
Yeah.
I'd be like, everybody's going to pay me.
I don't know if Antares owns that. I think they own their own algorithm because they came out with that auto-tune. I mean, Antares has been around day one. They were the first ones to do it. I think it was that guy that did it, owned it. And then like some DAWs have their own, like FL has Pitcher, Metatune, Slate Audio, Slate Digital, whichever, has Metatune, which that's a really good one. I like that one. All right, generators, we're going to go in effects. We go new. We go trap tune. We're going to have to drop it in here because I think of that bug. I'm going to have to talk to somebody over there because I think that's a bug that's been around for a long time and nobody's really messed around with it. Like, nobody's ever talked about it. I could be totally doing something wrong, though. See, that's my process. I open it up, I star it, I double click on it. This looks pretty cool, bro. I don't think I have any vocals, though, to mess around with, like single vocals. I don't think unless it's one of these guys.
Baby, come on, baby. Baby.
We could record from these mics right now, right?
I don't think so.
Nah, we don't have an input, right?
I don't think so.
That would be nuts. That would be so nuts.
Can we?
If we could do that real quick.
You've selected an external input. Do you want to switch external? I'm gonna probably mess up the whole recording if I. Oh no, wait, it's right there.
Hey, what up? You get me.
Hold on. I'll go crazy. Damn, I don't know anything about this plugin. It's auto-tune, basically, right? All right, so key, here we go.
You get me.
Tune in.
Oh, it sounds
Trap
better
tune,
already.
intensity. Hey.
Everything.
Into the playlist. You do everything? When this window pops up for you, what do you do?
It
Do
doesn't.
you get an
pop
audio
up.
clip everywhere?
It never pops up for me.
Onto the playlist as
I
an
turn
audio
that
clip.
shit off, bro. Get out of here.
Hey.
You get me.
Is it recording? What's it recording? Stereo? 2 tracks? What we got over here? Oh my God.
You get me.
Why is it recording 2 tracks? That's odd. Oh, that's nothing.
That sounds great.
It definitely doesn't work right now because we have the podcast set up. Yo, this is not.
Trap tune just bitified the whole thing.
That's not trap tune. It's because we have this whole because we have a Frankenstein like crazy audio setup where we have the laptop, the TV, the audio, the OBS, the Rodecaster, the microphones.
Yeah.
It's like it's
getting signal.
I knew it was going to be impossible to get that to work. Yeah, it's not gonna
Make a beat from that real quick. That shit's hard.
Hey. Yeah, that sucks. I wanted that to work so bad. Goodbye. See you later.
Get out of here.
It didn't work. Damn. And
Can you,
like
can you use trap tune on like instruments?
You can. Yeah, why not?
Try it out.
Who even made that trap tune plugin? Let me see. United plugins. They have a bunch of United plugins in here. United plugins. Have you ever heard of Melda Production? UVI. They got a lot of UVI stuff. They own UVI. And they got Baby Audio. They got 4 different Baby Audio plugins. Parallel Aggressor. Crystalline. That kind of sounds interesting. Oh, it's a reverb. Yeah, it's good. It's a reverb inspired by early digital techniques. Crystalline gives you deep control of your reverb, tone shaping, tempo sync, modulation, shimmer. Nice. What's this? Tape?
Mm-hmm. You already know what that is.
Oh, yeah, that's a tape plugin. AI-powered tape simulator. That's pretty dope.
I think it's keyword time, no?
Yeah, it's got to be keyword time, and I think we're going to be having to wrap it up. I don't know how it went by so quick, but let's do a keyword. You want to do a keyword this week?
Yeah, I got it. The keyword of this week's episode is keys. Keys
All right.
in the chat.
Comment the word keys in the comment section here on YouTube. If you're listening somewhere else, watching somewhere else, which I don't think you would be, comment keys in the comment section down
Keys.
below and you'll be entered. Next week, we're picking another 5 winners that will get every single one of my FL Studio courses from yahelpme.com.
Let's go.
As well as, you know what? This week I'll add some stuff into it.
Oh, snap.
I'll add a plugin preset pack for FL Studio to one of the 5 winners. So you'll get all of my FL Studio courses plus a big FL Studio plugin preset pack of my choice. I'll choose which one. It'll be fat though. It'll be good for all stock plugins.
And I'll put a knuckle sandwich in there too.
Just one image of John like this in the pack. So you get a little surprise.
Give you a knuckle sandwich.
All right. I think we can wrap it up.
Yeah.
That being said, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, make sure to share this with a friend if you, get me.